You promised yourself a slower summer. Pull up your calendar right now and look at the rest of this month. When did you agree to all of this? There was no big decision, no moment you sat down and chose a packed July. It filled on its own. There is a name for what happened to your summer, and a researcher at Harvard has been studying it for years. I'm Coach Janet J. And today, on your next best step, we are looking at how a slow summer fills itself without anyone deciding, and the single block of time worth protecting before the season turns. Think back to June. You had a picture of this summer. Slower mornings, a little more white space, maybe a book you would actually finish. And here we are in late July, and the calendar tells a different story. There was the cookout that started as nothing fancy that grew into 3 grocery runs and a hunt for a folding table. There was the weekend you had marked as open, now holding 2 events and a favor for someone you love. There was the committee that needed just one more person, and somehow that person was you. Each one was a small yes that made sense at the time. In the moment, a small yes feels like kindness or convenience, or it's only one afternoon. It rarely feels like the commitment it becomes. Stacked together, those things became your July. Paul writes something in Ephesians that lands differently in a season like this. Ephesians chapter 5, verses 15 and 16. Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but wise, making the most of every opportunity because the days are evil. That last phrase can stop you. The days are evil? Paul was writing to people in a culture that pulled them 100 directions, and he meant something quite plain by it. The world will gladly fill your hours and waste them for you if you let it. So be deliberate with the time you have. Some of the older translations put it as redeeming the time, buying it back. Paul is asking for attention here, for living on purpose within the hours we are given, rather than letting them slip through the cracks. That is the opposite of a packed schedule, which brings me to that researcher. Her name is Ashley Whillans, and she studies how we spend our time and money and how it shapes our well-being. She writes about something the author Brigid Schulte named time confetti. Picture it. You have 1 hour of free time on a summer evening. In theory, that hour is yours. In practice, a text comes in, then a notification, then someone needs a ride. Then you remember a thing that you meant to handle. By the end, that single hour got shredded into 5 or 6 little scraps, a few minutes each. You did have the time, it simply arrived in pieces too small to rest in. That's the part that surprises people. Your summer got full the way confetti accumulates, one tiny harmless piece at a time until the whole floor is covered. No single piece weighs anything. The pile does. So open your calendar and run a quick pass. Keep what restores you. Cancel what crept in through a yes that made sense then and does nothing now. Simplify what can be lighter. The dinner you offered to host becomes a potluck. The across-town meetup becomes a video call. Same people, far less production. 10 minutes, honest eyes, and most of the noise comes off. Notice how this touches all 4 pillars. Mentally, every open question on your calendar is a little tab left running in your head, and closing a few frees up room to think. Emotionally, a summer that happened to you breeds a low hum of resentment, and choosing on purpose hands you back a sense of agency. Physically, An unbroken stretch of rest does something that 6 scattered scraps cannot. Fragmented time is far harder to recover in than the same minutes in one piece. And spiritually, a protected block is often where you actually meet God in real, unhurried time. So here is your next best step. Pick one block this week and protect it. Just one. Maybe it's Thursday morning for 90 minutes. Maybe it's Sunday afternoon. Put it on the calendar like a real appointment. Give it a name so that when the next small yes comes asking for that slot, it's already taken. This is the rare wellness step that asks you to do less. You are simply holding one piece of your summer before August comes asking for it. Your summer went to 100 small yeses, and the hours that were left came in pieces too small to rest in. One protected block on your calendar this week starts giving it back. On Friday, we're pulling together a family visit survival kit, the warm, practical kind for the summer season of house guests and reunions and the people you love who also sometimes need a minute. Follow or subscribe wherever you are listening or watching so you do not miss it. I will see you on Friday. Take your next best step.